This is a dew pond. Natural. It's not a natural phenomenon. It's actually dug out into the clay and magically fills up with water. Well, I can't say this one's full up, but you know what I mean. Mainly they were put where there was no water for the cattle. But it's nice to see it still here, and someone's obviously kind of maintaining it. I love the grass at this time of year. I know it's not a proper meadow and it'll probably just be left for hay, but we've got some buttercups and I don't know what these little ones are called. Well, I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, I've come on a longer walk today. What happened was just now I was I started off my walk from home and I started recording, and I was having a rant about the people with the 7 dogs who keep upsetting me. Well, actually they're not upsetting me so much as they're upsetting Mia, because she's used to it being very quiet along there and she only barks if there's intruders. And so these people with their 7 dogs were walking their dogs 4 times a day. They didn't go very far, but they came down the edge of the hedge, my hedgerow, and once one of their dogs grabbed hold of one of the hens, and anyway, I got into a bit of a state about it. I put a sign up saying not a footpath, keep away livestock, and it worked for a couple of days. There wasn't any people, but I just noticed on my as I was walking and ranting to you that there was one bloke there with 7 dogs, but not 3 blokes, not 3 people this time. So anyway, it was such a rant. I thought, I'm not putting that on YouTube. People think I'm a right miserable old sod. Look over there in the distance. Can you see men in yellow in orange things and that white truck? They are getting the ground prepared for the new A27 that's going to go right across there. Oh dear, how awful. Do you know, sometimes I'm glad I'm old. I don't have to see what the world's going to become. Yeah, I watched someone the other day talking about the A27, saying, oh, he was in despair as well. But what will happen is it will just get, he said, what will happen is it will just get all clogged up, snarled up with traffic, and it will just be twice as bad as it is now. It's bypassing Arundel, where there's a lot of traffic in the mornings. Although I have a different theory, because I was talking to my lawyer the other day. Nothing serious, just about more of this Survivors Association stuff. Anyway, I was talking to him and he told me that he hadn't been in his office since the COVID pandemic began. So-called pandemic. Yeah, he hadn't been in his office and he didn't expect that he would ever go into his office again. Only just very occasionally. And his staff too, they all working from home. Made me think that the roads will be quieter in the future because there won't be so many people using them in peak periods to get to work, which is, well, quite nice, isn't it? But oh look, they're building something over there. Oh dear, never mind. What can you do? It's progress, isn't it? At least these beautiful oak trees that you can see there aren't going to be affected by it. They actually started doing the work already. I thought it was still in the planning stages. But that looks like the area where it's going to go. Yeah, anyway, so that first rant I was having about the dog was I thought, oh, I can't let that go. I'm not that miserable, so I deleted it. I mean, it is really, isn't it? Let live and let live. And it's only going to get worse, all the people, because there are thousands of houses being built around the village. I don't expect you'd be able to call it a village anymore, so well, it's not really like a village now. But anyway, any road up, what can you do? This is called a rife. It's really just a drainage ditch that they keep it clear, and there are, you do get fish in there. Well, mind your back, Mia. No, you silly old. You could have made it then. You were nearly there. Wait, step over here. Come on. Hey, over. Up. Oh, that's it, crawl through. That's it. Wait a minute. I'm having to hold my camera in my hand because I broke the holder. We've come on a much longer walk today as a result of me getting all upset and ranting about people with 5 dogs, 7 dogs actually. I got into a state about that. Consequently, I've walked further from home, but it's a nicer walk for you, isn't it? Yeah, there's another one we've got to negotiate near. What we'll do is we'll just walk to the next stile and then we'll make our way home. This is the longest we've walked in a while, isn't it? The walk started off very, very wet and windy and cold. It's calmed down a bit now. Yeah, so that was my rant about the 7 dogs. Live and let live, John. Don't be such a miserable old git. And that's what I try to do, not be a miserable old git. People are perfectly entitled to have as many dogs as they like and walk them, even if it wasn't on a public footpath. Anyway, I don't know if you can see right over there, but something going on. The oak trees look splendid, don't they? So beautiful. You realise that England used to be almost covered in oak trees. I mean, all these fields would have been covered in trees at one time. Oh, I see cattle over there. Put the dog on the lead. Mia, come. Come on. What a beautiful girl. What a good girl. Got to put you on the lead, Mia. There's cattle in the field. Not that you'll chase them, but they might frighten you. That's it. Oh look, there is an oak tree. Has been like chopped down here. I can see a big trunk there. Maybe it was a natural disaster. Yeah, pull me up the hill now. Wait a minute, wait, you can come off now. No cattle in this bit. Find your way through here. They don't make it easy for dogs, do they, Mia? Come on. Where are you? This way. Here. Go on. They're looking after the footpath signs and stiles at the moment. It won't be long before this is... It'll be a kind of a flyover thing. It'll go over the top of all this, but... Anyway, I think I'll just walk to the middle of this field and then turn around and go home. Growing maize in this field. That seemed to me to be a relatively new crop in this area. They didn't used to grow it here a few years ago. And what they do with it, this machine comes along and it just chops it all up into little bits, and I think it just goes for cattle fodder. This area, if we kept walking, we come to an area called Tortington, which is just next to Arundel. Look, they're definitely measuring out a road, aren't they? Progress. That's progress. They're measuring out a bloody great, very expensive road that they're going to build. And if my theory is correct about people working from home, well, it'll be a complete waste of time. Weird, I didn't really think it was still in the planning stages. Obviously I've missed something. Well, I haven't been watching the news. I don't watch the news because it's all a load of, I'll just say it, a load of bollocks. About most stuff, actually. Can you see over there in the distance that big gas tower? That's Littlehampton. Just beyond there, that's a sea. Anyway, Mill, we better go home. I'm an old bloke, you know, I shouldn't really be walking all these miles. Although I'm enjoying it now that the weather's cleared up a bit. Let's go back, Mia, come on. I'll just tell you about the saga about my sidecar wheel while I'm at it. It turns out it's a very rare wheel. Actually, I'll tell you about that some other time. I'll keep that for another vlog. I'll just let you have another look at that because you won't be able to see that view for much longer. And on that happy note, as we head towards these beautiful English oaks. Oh, I won't say goodbye. I'll have a look at this one. That did actually fail, that tree. Look at that trunk. Maybe it was struck by lightning, or perhaps it just got too heavy for itself. Wow, that's a shame, isn't it? That must be 200 or 300 years old. They look lovely in their sort of new leaves. They're light green compared to what they will become. Look at the shape of that one. That's beautiful. Well, I'm glad I wasn't walking along here when it decided to give up the ghost. Getting hollow at the bottom. Wow, it was rotten. Look at that. Wow, that was rotting. The others look all right. How odd is that? You can tell the age of them, of course, by counting the rings. Although you can't count the rings on this because they've rotted away. To be honest with you, I can see some rings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can tell what the weather conditions are like as well by the rings. But you probably know that. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my walk. I'm glad I've walked myself out of the rant, and I still believe in a live and let live world, provided you're respectful of others. For Mia, let's say goodbye now. I'll say goodbye to you. Thanks for joining me again. Take care. Quite a lovely day now, it's not so cold. Bye. This little lane is called Scotland's Lane. I love it, it's just very, very natural. And you've got your primroses growing and celandines. Well, the celandines have finished flowering, and it's very nice. I just thought a little bonus we're on our way home, and I thought you might like to see this. I think that might be called, do you know, I'm so old I can't remember the names of things. I think it might be rosebay willow herb. Yeah, Scotland's Lane. Did I say? I don't know why it's called Scotland's Lane. Maybe it leads to Scotland. Well, if I turned around and went that way, eventually I'd get to Scotland. This way I'd just end up in the sea. Maybe France. But anyway, yeah, it's called Scotland's Lane. I expect there's a story behind why it's called that, but I don't know it. Oh, nice little tunnel I've just come through. This is our way, Mia. This way, love. Over here. You've got to have the steps missing. My legs aren't quite long enough. I'm going to have to do the... God, I just think I used to just jump over these things. You know, just about reach the floor. A long way down. I was looking for somewhere to just stop and have a rest, smoke my pipe. Come back into the wind now. I'll go home and smoke my pipe. And a nice little place to sit on the silage bales. Have a smoke of my Londoner. Made in England. I don't know much about pipes. This is just a nice little pipe to bring with me. They go well outdoors when there's a bit of wind. Anyway, let's get home, Mia.